Shalom, my name is Michael Decker, and I'm a lawyer within the law offices of Decker, Pex, Ophir & Co. Today I wanted to discuss a matter which deals with Jews whose parents or grandparents came from the former Soviet Union, or if they themselves came from the former Soviet Union, and wants to make Aliyah to Israel. Most of these Jews or descendants of Jews, I don't know if most, but many of them at least, are not currently today living in Russia or in the former Soviet Union. Many of them immigrated to the United States. And in the United States itself and Canada as well, you have a very, very large Jewish population which descends basically from the former Soviet Union. And this video is very important because Jews whose parents or grandparents immigrated to the United States from the former Soviet Union will undergo a different procedure for Aliyah than a Jew whose descendants were in the United States for more than a few generations. So because, and this is the main reason, in the former Soviet Union there was total separation of religion and state. And the Jews didn't have a religious life. So they didn't really have active synagogues, religious Jewish burials didn't exist, religious Jewish weddings weren't very prominent. And therefore, what happens is that the main requirements that the Jewish agency usually requests from Jews in the United States to prove religious life, like a letter from a rabbi, a ketubah of parents, proof that parents or grandparents were buried in a Jewish cemetery, all those requirements don't exist even for parents and grandparents of Jews who came from the former Soviet Union. But what's very interesting is that even when all these conditions don't exist, and even when there was a separation of religion and state in the former Soviet Union, basically the Jews were still identified as such, as an ethnic group. So even without a religion, the Jews were totally considered as an ethnic group in the former Soviet Union. And basically, even in official government records like birth certificates, death certificates, even employment records, Jews were registered as Hebrews or Jews, and it's very obvious to detect who is a Jew and who is not, even when there was no religious life that existed. Because of this, though, there's a special department in the Jewish agency under the Prime Minister's office called Nativ, and this department specializes in reviewing these documents. Unfortunately, there were also many attempts to forge documents like this, and there were people that actually made Aliyah under false pretenses by forging documents. And therefore, Nativ does check, legitimately so, these documents to make sure that they're original, that they are valid. And therefore, Jews from the United States that descend from the former Soviet Union go through a different procedure. Our office handles many Aliyah cases, including many Aliyah cases of Jews, American and Canadian Jews from basically North America who descend from the former Soviet Union. We also help assist to obtain many documents from the former Soviet Union, which are very difficult to obtain if you're very far from there, and we basically assist many clients with the whole process from obtaining documents from the former Soviet Union and from the United States, and with escorting clients here in Israel if they want to apply for Aliyah. If you have any further questions on the matter, you can contact us. We'll be happy to answer them, and thank you very much for your time.